Alright, everyone, I'll just be quick about this. I'm Fox, this is Dead Meat, and the game is Mouthwashing. Let's go.
My name is Abe.
Yes, I did watch,
I was Employee of the Year.
so I know all.
Now I'm Dead Meat.
Pull a gun on me again and you're dead meat.
Dead meat! You might actually beat me. You really think so? Hell no! You're dead meat.
Welcome to the Kill Count.
Hey,
we tally up
Zoran.
the victims in all our favorite horror video games. I'm
Okay,
Zoran.
hold on, I'm sorry, but first off, where did you get that suit? And where did you get that Collie plush?
I hope this does.
And it's available on DVD, CD for PlayStation. I'll be honest, I thought it was 100% computer because of the way it's designed.
Doesn't hurt, Gavoyich. And today
cake.
we're about to get minty fresh and psychologically scarred with Mouthwashing, released in 2024. The
Oh,
game follows a crew of
10,000%.
space truckers on a year-long haul aboard the spaceship Tulpar, who unfortunately end up crashing. What follows is psychological horror in the truest sense, as you assume the
10,000%.
roles of multiple ship captains and slip deeper and deeper into
two,
madness.
but yes.
Created by Swedish studio Wrong Organ, whose Swedish origins are a bit suspect.
We're a Swedish game company. We have like 2 Swedish people on the team.
Well, as it turns out, the founders all met at a Swedish game development school called Future Games in Stockholm.
Oh, that's
They were
cool.
all in the same class for game design, where they created their first game, How Fish is Made. A game
Oh,
that
yeah,
used
the
esoteric
prequel.
storytelling to explore grand concepts like the illusion of choice. For their next game, Wrong Organ wanted to try a more direct narrative structure, while still keeping things in their strange existential wheelhouse. A few key
Oh, and they
aspects
did
were
it.
present very early on in development that included a sunset in space, retrofuturism, isolation, and non-linearity. Originally pitched as Twin Peaks in space,
Yeah.
some other early media influences were Alien, Skinamarink, Event Horizon, and even the contained alcoholic madness of The Lighthouse.
Oh,
the game
and that
took
makes
about
sense.
15 months to make, with the core team growing from 5 to 7 people during its production. That's it?
7?
All right. And with such a small team, everyone kind of had their hands in everything. And that's why when you look at the end credits, there's no specific roles for each of the members. They're all just members of Wrong Organ. The game was
Yeah,
published by
they
Critical
did-
Reflex,
they
who's
did
making
it.
a name for themselves in the indie horror space with games like No, I'm Not Human and Teleforum, whose sound design makes my
Teleforum?
skin absolutely crawl. Yep,
poison.
there goes my skin. The game was released in 2024 to overwhelmingly positive reviews and to an even more overwhelming amount of really good fan art.
Oh,
I mean, look at that one.
surprisingly, yeah.
And that one.
It's beautiful.
Well, that one's too sexy.
Whoa.
Oh, that one's not sexy
Ooh,
enough.
that's
the game
good.
has sold over 500,000 copies and
God
garnered
bless.
numerous award nominations, even taking home the Horror Game Awards Best Narrative Game trophy. So I think it's time to find out what this
Nice.
game's all about. But first, let me tell you about today's sponsor.
Oh, damn. Oh, and look, it bled through.
Hey, thanks for meeting with me, Ben. Okay, so I'm thinking for our sponsor, Opera GX, I'm gonna rebuild the entire set in order to showcase how it offers GX mods. You know, they can create a fully customizable browser with unique fonts and icons, plus personalized background music and sound effects. You know, sound effects like keyboard clicks and tab
Good
opening
sound.
and closing sounds. Oh, not to
What was
mention,
that?
there's dedicated wallpapers, splash screens, and shaders. I don't know, I think the whole thing's gonna be like 100K.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
100K?
Okay, yeah, fine,
Jeez.
fine. You're right. I'm reining it in. What about this? When I'm talking about the built-in ad blocker and VPN that keeps me safe from the horrors of internet trackers, I represent that
Good.
with a custom-built horror game, but, you know, one where I'm hunted by ads, and maybe we get the voice of Mark Hamill and... Oh, okay, yeah.
How are you gonna get Mark
I can tell
Hamill
from
in
your
this?
expression. How about when I talk about how it's easy to escape your old browser and import your browser history, bookmarks, cookies, and Google Chrome extensions straight into Opera GX? I create a personalized escape room where me and Mark Hamill have to saw each... All right,
Zoran,
fine.
Zoran.
I guess, why don't I just turn off the set lights when explaining how Force Dark Mode lets me turn off the lights on any web page?
There you
Before
go.
I then tell everyone how they can go to the link in the description to get Opera GX today.
You can always do a lot
thanks
simpler.
to Opera GX for sponsoring this video,
Do more
which I will
with
then do
less.
for my own personal spaceship.
No.
Oh, okay, fine. Then I'm not gonna do the sponsorship then. Where was I? Ah yes! Mouthwashing is an intimate and incredibly well-written story that slowly unfolds non-linearly. This element keeps
Yeah.
you disoriented by jumping around time and shifting perspectives between unreliable narrators. And I'm gonna say it now, if you have not played it yet, I recommend experiencing it for yourself before watching this kill count.
Oh,
it
yeah.
only takes like 3 hours. In fact, it's short enough that James and Chelsea were able to finish
Wait, 3 hours? Most videos I've seen have only been like 2.
it in a single live stream.
It's a lot darker than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And they don't mean that it's so dark we need a night vision camera to count all the bodies. This game
It's the dark
absolutely
theme.
wallows in the gray areas of human nature, diving into some heavy themes like capitalism, alcoholism, and even sexual assault.
Yeah.
Not the carefree game I was
Damn you,
expecting,
Jimmy!
But Mouthwashing is an absolutely shining example of creativity and complex storytelling that I have never experienced before. I, for one, cannot wait to see what developer Wrong Organ comes up with next. Will our 60
Yeah, they've
minutes
only
with
made 2
Mouthwashing
games.
be able to kill more than 99.9% of the crew of the...
Hold on. Sorry for the quick pause, but fun fact: in the first game they made, in How Fish is Made, they actually have some characters that are technically reused in Mouthwashing. And depending on the fish that you see, you can almost connect it to a person. And I'm not going to explain that. There's already a video out there. Let's go.
Tulper? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Just Google it. I mean, YouTube it. It's
The
somewhere.
game begins in low resolution 4:3 space. Calming chiropractic waiting room music plays as text lets us know the Pony Express long haul space freighter Tulpar and its 5 crew members are on day 147 of their 382-day journey. Any other info
okay.
before we start?
I hope this hurts.
Okay. Oh, what have I gotten
Yeah.
myself into? The game
I
then
think that's
glitch
because of the
transitions us
mouthwash.
to the cockpit, 0 days before a crash. The computer instructs us to steer left of an orbital body. All right, seems easy enough.
Only
We'll
option
just,
we have.
oh god, this is already so stressful. With no other option, we steer right into a collision course with some monetary consequences.
4,000 credits docked from crew pay package for failure of navigational staff.
Oh, they're going to read for us.
No,
Thanks.
how could I have known? We're told to engage the autopilot, but it's locked. And since this game has no tutorial at all, I wasted 5 minutes just looking around, clicking everywhere before quitting and starting over, thinking the game was glitched. And then, after another 5 minutes of clicking and looking, I had a breakdown. That is until I accidentally pressed the S key and moved my character.
There you go.
I am such an idiot. We use our newly discovered legs to grab the emergency key and an employee ID for Anya, who kind of looks like Shelley Duvall, which
That
was
was the point.
completely intentional, as
Yeah.
this game takes a lot of inspiration from The Shining and its abusive protagonist's slow descent into madness. Back at the console, ooh, it looks like we can order a tab. And while we wait for our discontinued
Good
soda,
soda.
we use the key to engage the autopilot.
Disengage.
Oh, this is already
It was
so
already
stressful.
engaged.
I do not need any more stress in my life. I'm already trying to teach my child not to
The
bite.
autopilot was engaged the moment you decided to turn into the asteroid.
Right. See this? He will not let go. With no other option than to press the
Well,
big
like-
red button that should never ever be pushed. We solidify our crash course and then head out into the endless corridors of the ship. We pass numerous safety
Yep.
posters featuring the Pony Express mascot, Polly. I love the style of these
Polly the
retro
pony.
safety posters. But I don't love that the corridors keep going and the posters keep multiplying until Polly himself makes an appearance alongside...
Hello, Zoran.
Yep, crying babies. Crying babies, and I hate it. Things continue to get creepier and steamier, but not like in, like a sex.
Actual
As we
steam,
keep running
yes,
and
we get it.
emergency lights come on. Oh, and Polly starts to look like a Child's Play 2 Chucky doll.
Ooh.
Finally, we get to a locked door and... Oh, horse Jesus!
Mouthwashing is very much more the psychological horror. It's the disturbing nature of the environment, less so like jump scares.
Liar!
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, the screen flashes to white and glitches us forward in time to 2 months after the crash. It's revealed that our character's name is Jimmy. Just Jimmy. He's the co-pilot for the Tulpar
Yep,
and is
that's
currently
it.
surrounded by
Jimmy.
the rest of the crew that survived the crash. And just like with James and Chelsea's playthrough, we're going to be providing the voices for this voiceless game,
Oh, thank you.
handle it. Hang in there, Daisuke.
but slightly less
Why did it make
literally
Polly
goofy.
sound like that?
Let's see, who do we got here? There's perpetually worried medic Anya,
Are we doing the right thing?
gruff mechanic Swansea, who's not too happy with the last-minute intern he got saddled with by Pony Express.
Then there's that teeny bopper thinking only with his downstairs long nose.
And that
They set me up
long-nosed
dumb
listener who
good.
looks like Pulse's Ryosuke Kawashima is good-hearted
Oh,
but
shit,
a
he
little
does.
naive intern Daisuke.
The real problem is running out of toilet paper. Oh, fatal stuff, man.
What's with her
Jamie's not
voice?
wrong.
She's meant to be like
Anya
a
suggests
kid,
we
like
get into
maybe
the cargo
20.
hold to look for more supplies. But only Captain Curly has a code scanner that can gain access. Jimmy then declares,
I'm the captain now.
and we go in search of the
At
code
all.
scanner.
I'm
Nope,
the
nothing
captain.
in the strawberry meatball machine. And I love the kitschy 70s vibe of this common room. They're specifically designed to be in contrast to the cold metal exterior walls
Okay, also, sorry, I know I keep pausing, but that sorry game board, that each time a character is, if you look at it, you can actually see which pieces disappear or remove or something like that.
designed to mimic
I
an
don't
old
remember.
submarine. This idea was to highlight the absurdity of the design of the ship, where the company's idea of giving the crew comfort is always done in kind of a soulless, ineffective way.
Everything is supposed to be uncomfortable.
Exploring the room, we see it's
They
coated in
succeeded.
emergency foam that kind of looks like delicious popcorn. Yum, 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 yum. Oh,
Don't
look,
eat
and
it.
Polly's here to give us some advice.
Polly says,
Another day in paradise. Yay!
Another
Ooh,
day
a
in
fellow
paradise.
Phil Collins
yes.
fan. I like you, Polly. We head down to the utility room to find Swansea just kinda resting his arms on his belly. He says the utility
In his
room is
belly.
off limits, since it's full of that emergency foam that kinda looks like the stuff. Also,
If I breach that foam and break the air seal, it's lights out for all of us.
That's
oh
true.
yeah, we do not want that. I did not like that movie.
No,
The
wrong
short was
lights
much
out.
better. Over in the medical room, which
the
was
hell is
modeled
that?
after a dingy middle school nurse's office. Ooh, complete with a middle school Zoran bedroom door vent. Hey, stay out! I'm playing Die Hard in here. The corkboard on the wall gives us a look at Anya's photography skills, as well as
Wow.
Daisuke's caricature of his boss Jimmy, aka Yimpy. Aw, that's like my Yames drawing.
Looks nothing like me.
Over on the bed, we see a
the hell
badly
was that?
beaten body from the game's startup screen. And this is the ship's original captain, Curly. No longer able to speak or walk, the only thing keeping him alive are his pain meds. Meds that Nurse Anya is too uncomfortable to give him.
You did make it through nursing school, right?
Okay, don't be a dick, Jimmy. Anya
Yeah, no,
suggests
she
we look
wants
for
to
the
go,
scanner
though.
in the cockpit, and pads our ego a little to get us to do it.
You're so capable.
She also requests that we serve Curly his non-coconut based painkillers. So
Coconut?
we click to open his jaw. Oh, I hate that
Oh,
noise. We
bad
give him the
sound.
pills and are treated to a black screen with horrific audio.
Yeah, no one likes this port.
Oh, so uncomfortable right now.
Everything is supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's
Again, they succeeded.
what I want. Be uncomfortable. Get enough of that when I read the comments.
They
We head back to the common
succeeded.
room to talk to Anya, who's wondering why Curly crashed the ship. Because the game wouldn't let us steer left, lady. Anya wants to believe that there's still some good in old Captain Curly Q.
I have to believe that our worst moments don't make us monsters, Jim.
But the whole situation just doesn't
That
sit
is
right
a good
with her.
line, though.
I'm still feeling nauseous.
Oh, I think you mean nauseated. See, nauseous means you make others feel nauseated. Ow.
Don't be that guy.
Don't slap me, slap Strunk and White.
I have.
Oh.
He slapped a corpse. Two
Oh,
of them. Anya then
okay.
disappears. Spooky. And we head to the cockpit to search for the code scanner. All right, let's take a... Oh! God, did a Marshmallow Man fuck in here or something? Okay, no need for that black light on the floor. I
That's
can
the
see
code
all his
scanner.
fun fluff without it. Oh, that's the code scanner? Okay, well, we somehow managed to pry the scanner from the floor.
Oh,
and get the
sticky.
hell out of there. Somehow, everyone sensed we'd succeeded in our texted task and gathered by the cargo hold. Oh, and Daisuke's so excited, even his text is shaking. Don't worry, buddy, we'll open it. Calm down.
Yeah,
we use the
come on
scanner
now.
to reveal the code. All right, 4517, 4517, 4517. And we plug it in. 69. Damn it! And put in the right code and gain
69.
access to the
No.
cargo hold, which must have been full of chronoton since it jumps us back to 7 days pre-crash. The nonlinear storytelling was something narrative designer Johanna
I
Kasurinen
wonder how they
wanted
did
from the
that.
start. After getting an overall story, she put all the plot beats and scenes onto post-it notes, so the team could visually see how and when the time jumps would happen, as well as shuffle them
okay.
around and try out different orders. A lot of effort went into figuring out what character knows what at each moment in the game, and even more importantly, what the player knows as well, putting it all together like a big old logic puzzle. We've now jumped into
Nice.
the POV of the non-injured Captain Curly during his psych evaluation with Nurse Anya. Whoa, wait, she's the medic and the psychiatrist?
Pony Express sure knows how to cut
Exactly,
corners,
yeah.
if nothing else.
Well, yeah, that's just good. Business!
Go!
Anya must have been sick during the doctor-patient confidentiality lesson,
Business.
since she shares results of Jimmy's
Zoran, your thing is going Bixby!
evaluation with Curly.
I have found myself sexually excited by the sight of cartoon horses.
Hear me out. Huh?
Wait.
because he's pantsless, isn't it?
All joking aside, Anya
the Ren
is
and
bringing up
Stimpy
this
horse.
inappropriate comment from Jimmy to her superior because it made her feel uncomfortable. Of course, Curly's response is just to laugh it off and say that Jimmy's being Jimmy, having been friends with him for many, many years. This kind of good intention
Just wanna get the
downplaying
gun.
that is unfortunately very common and very human makes him an enabler of Jimmy's actions, which is further proven when he jokes about it later with Jimmy himself.
I want to hear all about those cartoon horses. Now, is that something you were born with or a recent development?
All right, shut up.
I'm gonna say they really need an HR person on this ship. What about you, Paul?
Oh,
You up for it?
10,000%.
Polly says.
Well, that's even worse.
I'm
Luckily,
sorry, what did he
Daisuke's
just say?
evaluation is less brony coded.
Brownie coated?
No, brony coded.
But I want a brownie.
I know you do. They're in the
Okay,
kitchen.
brownie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, not the ones on the top shelf under the lock. Those are my special brownies. They're just extra chocolatey. But it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
instill
Extra
confidence
chocolate
as he
brownies, nice.
describes his internship as
Awesome. Super cool and like totally awesome. Like really awesome.
Is he
Okay,
secretly a
that's
Ninja
fine.
Turtle? Anya
That's
then
fine.
gives Curly a note from Swansea with 3 exclamation points, meaning he's pretty pissed about something. So we take a look at our
No
future
doubt.
bed and opioid addiction before heading to the much cleaner and calmer common room. The bright sky is in direct contrast to the orange sunset that is stuck on the screen after the crash, an image that helps
Oh,
separate the
it's-
time
okay.
jumps and symbolize the sun setting on the crew and probably their lives. We stop by
Oh,
the still
10,000%.
empty coffee machine. Damn fine coffee you don't have here. We then go to the utility room, which has basically become an Ibiza foam party.
Yeah.
Let me help you guys.
Turns out Daisuke triggered some Demolition Man foam while trying to fix the use in case of an Alan Rickman attack vent. The foam is also blocking one of the 4
What?
cryopods designed to
Explain.
save the crew if anything goes wrong. Daisuke was a last-minute add to the crew, having been forced to get a job by his parents. And Pony Express didn't bother adding another pod for his safety. Yet another example of the company's neglect for its workers and the underlying theme of capitalist ruin.
It's the
Well, then again, the ship probably only comes with naturally full on it.
idea of just being like a cog in a machine that as totally doesn't even know you exist, and that kind of in itself is terrible, but there's not even like the direct meaning to hurt you. It's just like the way that the wheel kind of rolls.
With no 3 seashells to clean up this mess, the only way to get
Actually, quick question. Would it be possible for 2 people to share a pod? Probably not.
him out is with an axe that's locked behind a case that only we have the key for. But before giving the angry man a murder weapon, we're gonna take a look at his library. Alright, wait.
All right.
These are just those cardboard books you have at furniture stores. Well, I guess that adds to the clean and organized nature of his workspace, showing that Swansea's actually pretty good at his job, having been with Pony Express
Oh, yeah,
for
15
over a
years.
decade. He still doesn't like people touching his stuff, though, but he
Do not
has set
touch.
up a little test board to help train Daisuke in the basics of engineering. Aw, guess he couldn't put a do not touch post-it on his heart. I absolutely love
is
the
a dad.
attention to detail that Wrong Organ put into every character, giving them so many layers. In fact, they even went as far as to echo each character's traits in their favorite Pokemon. For example, Swansea's
Oh.
Herdier is a gruff trainer like him, and Daisuke's ditzy nature picked a Digimon. Oh, and Curly probably chose
Oh.
Pikachu because it's the only one he could name.
Actually, let's
Nature,
see.
come on.
What's...
In fact, they
hold on.
even went as far as to echo each character's traits
Sorry?
in their favorite.
Okay, so we got a Holio, a Glaceon, a Whale, Garurumon. Oh, Daisuke, no. Coley picked Pikachu, and Jimmy picked Mega Rayquaza. Reason why he picked that one is simple. It's technically the strongest Mega Evolution.
favorite Pokemon. For example,
Mega
Swansea's Herdier is a
Evolution.
gruff trainer like him, and Daisuke's ditzy nature picked a Digimon. Oh, and Curly probably chose Pikachu because it's the only one he could name. That's not true, I love that little fucker. Further evidence that Swansea's heart is as soft
I
as
can
his
see
belly
that.
can be seen in the photo of his dog, which was actually modeled after the developer's neighbor's dog, Jackson. And originally,
Aw.
Kasurinen wanted the dog to be on the ship, but that idea was eventually axed.
Yeah,
Just like
no,
Daisuke
no, that
is,
makes
after
sense.
we
That
free
makes
him
sense.
from the phone.
You know what happened.
Also, he can take a moment to inadvertently insult his boss.
You can't fit in there to fix it, right?
Captain,
give
Axe.
me the axe.
We do.
No,
and
no,
I'm sure that it will
no.
definitely not come back to bite us in the ass. We then meet up with Jimmy, seeing him for the first time in his overalled, unshaven glory. After telling him to meet us in the cockpit for his evaluation, he agrees and disappears. Okay,
Oof.
yeah, first question will be whether he and Anya are ghosts. We head to the cockpit, which, isn't there anymore.
Yep.
Okay, just
Second
a
psychological
large,
trip of the
empty
game.
Void.
Echo. Was an average show.
With no option but to jump further into this hallucination, we land in a blood pool filled with emergency signs and
more like a
shoot
blood
so many
pond.
ladders.
Not
We
that
then run into the
deep.
sunrise that outer wilds out into a white void. We leave the Matrix to do Jimmy's evaluation that the game just dips to black past. This is
Which is
because
fine.
originally the game had you doing the full evaluation. However,
Oh.
the question-answer format was way too tedious. Kind of like those after-match Fortnite surveys that I get. No, I don't want more fishing! After the survey, we get a really well-written and heartfelt scene between Jimmy and Curly.
I think, am I figured out? Is this all I'll ever be? Or do I take the risk and try something new?
He's climbed the
Even if
ladder
I'm
and
bad
has
at
reached the top, so he's not sure.
I guess I get it. You reached the highest rung on this ladder. So now you're thinking you might be on the wrong ladder altogether.
Curly wants a
yeah,
better life,
there you go.
originally taking this job as a stepping stone, as revealed in his first appearance in the How Fish is Made DLC. Turns out he got comfortable and eventually resentful, being solely defined by his career as a good captain. And he allowed the fear of trying something new to paralyze him
There
from
you
making
go.
a choice. So he played it safe, doing the job he knew that he was good at. Jimmy, however,
Yeah.
seems to be
enough.
preoccupied with status, annoyed that he's not as good a captain as Curly, and sick of people singing his praises. He also mentions that he enjoys being in control, unlike when he was back on Earth and had some mysterious troubles. Jimmy then comes up with the
What
pretty
kind of
good
troubles?
metaphor for making hard life choices.
We know what
How come it
kind.
always seems like you're standing on the edge of a bridge with your feet in cement?
I mean, I'm sure we've all felt this way, and that's why this scene is incredibly
call it the
relatable
void, yeah.
for those that have been doing a job for so long and wonder if that's all they can do, or maybe if there's something more.
Yeah,
Lauren,
like,
I
this-
just realized that's her 7-year anniversary working for Dead Meat, man.
Wait, has he really?
Wow,
Yeah.
it's been that long?
Uh-huh.
Where'd the time
Impressive.
go? Actually, since I've been playing this game, I've kind of been reevaluating things, and been here so long. I'm
Zoran, has it
thinking,
actually been 7 years?
Time I try something new.
Are you
No.
quitting?
Okay, but if I
Blow your candle.
Okay. A message
Well,
from
you can.
corporate
Oh,
interrupts
okay.
Curly's existential crisis, and as soon as we read it, the glitch takes us to, whoa, hey, slow down that exposition text there.
Take
Was that ectatinrusible seal? No. Atek yetaperfornolibly.
Nope.
Kate P.
Okay, that's pretty good.
You know what? Yeah, we'll just say we're in this Russian Kate lady's house. We wander down the endless shelves of boxes, past the Ark of the Covenant, and towards a television with, oh, a red highlight. No. Why's it gotta be red? Red means dead. Okay, well, here we go. We turn the knob to find out that they really do have it all on UHF.
look at that.
If by all we mean some public domain cartoons about capitalism and Disney's Black Hole movie that no one remembers. Never
Black Hole
forget
movie?
Vincent. You know what? Let's see what else is on. Oh, an ad
I
for
don't
Dragon Breath
know that.
mouthwash. Fire freshness. And this ad was originally only made for the trailer, but the team loved it so much they put it in the full game. The ad then glitches
Yeah, that's
us
good.
2 months after the crash, revealing what the crew found in the cargo hold. And boy, they are not too happy.
This
Yeah.
is what they had 5 people hauling for over a year?
Where was it
All of
even
this
going?
For mouthwash?
I mean, what did you expect? Square pigs? Before landing
Oh,
on the titular mouthwash,
I don't know what that was,
the
but I
developers
don't like
considered
it.
having the crew live off of hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, or just straight up hard liquor. But mouthwash had the vibe of being the worst and most absurd.
Well, technically, they could get any food they want. They just had to know the right recipe for it. But now that machine is foamed up.
Third option. And when asked, the team says that the mouthwash tastes like blue, even though it looks more green to me. I mean, am I crazy? No, you're not crazy. Thanks,
Wait, it's
mouthwash.
talking!
Should we kiss? Seeing the 14% alcohol content of the mouthwash and realizing all the years he spent away from his family and dog were for nothing, Swansea unfortunately gives in to his
I'm
baser
drinking.
urges.
You hear that? That's the sound of 15 years of sobriety popping like a cyst. Oh,
Would that even drink, though? It's mouthwash.
I'm good.
Continue.
a glorious, magnificent, red-hot cyst.
Well, Zoran!
Yeah, sorry, you
what
missed
the
it.
hell?
Swansea then shares a sweet
Zoran!
fatherly teaching moment with his intern Daisuke, even if it's a little misguided.
Anyone ever teach you how to drink like a man?
There was actually a point in
lightweight.
Swansea's life that he took pride in his sobriety. According to the developers, Swansea is a sneakerhead and would celebrate each year of being sober by buying himself a new pair of kicks, which makes his
that's
decision
nice.
to throw it all away that much more heartbreaking. We then jump back into the non-sneakers of Curly, 6 days before the crash and a week after he received that mysterious message from corporate. He goes to share what he learned with the crew, but instead they surprise him with a birthday! Pony Express only allows their crew to celebrate one communal birthday per trip. Another way the company tries to be comforting, but in reality is limiting the rights of its employees. In fact, they
Yeah,
even
that's kinda
withhold
bad.
sweetener packets if the crew's performance isn't up to their standards. And another layer of bureaucracy is that Curly is the only one who actually has clearance to make the cake. So I guess we'll hop to it, and after we rock out to another track
Make
from
a
this
cake.
incredible score.
Yeah. This is fire.
I don't even hear anything, man.
Did I say that right?
The score for Mouthwashing was composed by Martin Halden. Each piece was instrumented specifically for a scene, except for the main theme, which was a mix of the Twin Peaks theme, The Pure and the Damned by 10 Tricks Point Never, and A&W by Lana Del Rey, which is also
Alright,
where
that's
Jimmy
pretty
gets
good.
his name. Mouthwashing's main theme was meant as a mood piece, a calm before the storm, hinting at what you'll experience before you've even begun playing. Before we make the sweetener packet, we learn why it's been limited.
I hear they used to provide unrestricted amounts of sweetener and karaoke machines for halls.
And
Things got
karaoke
violent.
machines?
Well, it wouldn't have if you didn't sing Kid Rock's Picture for 3 damn days!
We managed to make the cake. And then take
I
the
always
cake
like that
over
little
to the
tune.
table. Everyone wants us to make a
That's a big ass knife. Did you see the size of that thing?
speech, but instead we black out.
That's what she
and when
said.
we come to, we've apparently told them that the Pony Express is going out of business, and it looks like everyone's out of a job. Swansea's not surprised in the least. Anya is distraught as she has no savings and needed the money to get into medical school. Daisuke's oddly quiet, and Jimmy lashes out at everyone just because he's a dick.
I can go back to my, how'd you put it? Struggle of a life? Anya never got into medical school because she's, well, let's be real. And how many employment years Swansea got left in him? Daisuke will be fine. Mommy and Daddy have him covered, so there's that at least. But you, headed for bigger and better, right?
Jimmy believes
Bigger
Curly
better
set them all
what?
up, and the crew seems to
He doesn't
agree.
even have a
Well,
plan.
I guess that means there's only one thing left to do.
Let's have some fucking cake, hmm?
We grab the knife and add it to the empty, dark void of our soul. Inventory, using it to slowly cut the cake in half before glitching to 3 months after the crash.
Jimmy.
We're Jimmy again. Boo! Waking up to the sounds of Curly's pain reverberating through the steel halls of the Tulpar. We don't know if he's...
I actually wonder, is he crying in pain, or is he crying because he knows what happened and just can't talk?
Had his pain meds yet, but I assume he didn't. So we go in search of Anya and find her in the cockpit talking to Swansea. Anya starts to cry, and then Jimmy starts to berate her for it. But despite his namesake, doesn't pry any further. He instead gets all pissed that Anya wants him to feed Curly his meds again, and just goes full Jack Torrance.
Fine. We're gonna make a new rule. Whenever I'm in the med lab and you hear me shoving pills down Curly's throat, or whether you don't hear me shoving pills down his throat, or whatever the fuck you hear me doing, that means that I am working. That means don't come in.
Alright, that last one wasn't canon. I just wanted James to do his Jack Nicholson impression.
He did well.
We then
He
leave
did very
Anya
well.
Swansea and his girlfriend Axine to give Curly his meds and
Axine.
slip on our paranoia shoes.
I know what everyone's thinking. The way they look at me. What could I even say? And then, what would she do?
We then turn off the lights in order to give Peyton Westlake his pills.
What the? What's going on?
Yeah, whoever's
Noises.
voice acting that deserves an Oscar. But there's no Oscars for voice acting, so meh. And that Oscar would go to audio designer and composer Martin Halden, who did all the voices, including Curly, Daisuke, and Polly.
Those are all just him recorded in a little shack, like screaming into the mic and stuff.
Speaking of Polly,
That's
they
kinda
wanted
cool.
that merry mare of a mascot to feel like it was pulling voice clips from random adverts. So Halden recorded all the words individually and then cut them into sentences in post.
I love working on Toolbar. It means I have a lot of friends.
On the way
That's
out, we
pretty
glitch
good.
back to Tekka Ioni where Curly is waiting to share his one thing, along with some subpar cake.
So all I can do is try and make my life one I'm not trying to run from all the time.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
I'll be
just
promoted,
everyone.
buy a house, fall in love. But other times, I'll just have some awful fucking cake with my friend.
Wow, okay, yeah. I feel special. Guess we'll go find a knife to cut the... Oh, Polly, no!
Yep.
What have you
Broken
done to my
apart.
boy? Oh, I need your
Kinda
advice.
dark to
Tell me
see.
where the knife is, Polly. Tell me! He doesn't, so we wander the ever-darkening corridors filled with piles and piles of mouthwash, with only our echoey footsteps to keep us company.
bottles. It's a bottle
The creation
of
of the
mouthwash.
footstep audio was incredibly important to the team at Wrong Organ.
Hey, hold on, look back there. That's a amnesia monster plush.
Because they knew the player would be hearing it a lot in the game. And then they, quote, started with the basics, a shoe hitting a surface, and then layer in secondary sounds like shoelaces, fabric movement, or even a jacket rustling. They then made 15 variations that got randomly overlaid in the game. These details may seem minor, but they make the game world feel more real and immersive. We reach the cockpit,
That's
where
how
it
you
looks
do
like
it.
someone had a little accident. You get it? Yeah.
I get it.
Someone was probably killed. But
I
with
get
no
it.
real evidence or a kill graphic, we grab the axe and... Oh, God! Oh, what is that, a Rastafari?
Nobody move. Nobody get hurt.
We ignore its
What?
request and head back to the common room as fun
the
party
heck was
music
that?
grows in volume, giving us hope that everything's gonna be okay. Well, that's fucking chilling. The eye
Oh, yeah,
watches
the
us
music
from the
just
broken
stopped.
screen as Curly is now laid on the table with a red highlight. Oh, no, that's not good. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Can I choose to do nothing? Maybe just live out the rest of my life in this room? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just stay here for
It's
the
just
rest
a
of my life.
psychological trip.
There's no need to kill
It's
a
not real.
paraplegic man, right?
Actually, you're on the clock, so axe his ass.
Oh, damn.
You're the boss. Thankfully, when we click, the game glitches, sending us 4 months after the crash.
Oh deal.
It doesn't matter, you crashed and will soon lose your life.
Oh, this is a parody of Double Mint, isn't it?
You can just relax and dance with your axe and forget you'll never see your wife.
Oh.
Breath has fire, freshness, forget you did say to go ahead and use that knife.
Dragon Breath, the responsibility taker.
In the med bay, we
The
play with Curly's
responsibility
jaw
thing.
for
I
a
like
bit.
that.
This is so disrespectful.
And see that we're out of pain meds. Across the hall in the
Damn.
common room, we find Swansea having a little dance party.
Away you!
He's
Okay, well,
drunk.
we leave the fresh breath
Somehow-
denebriac to
somehow.
find that, oh no, Polly's dead!
Actually, no. Here's a real question. What the hell have these guys been eating for these 4 months?
It wasn't a dream! Oh, say
The machine's
something!
broken.
Police says.
Oh, no.
And
No,
at this
the
point, we
coffee
won't be able
one
to
is.
even
Never mind.
re-gift this horse in his mouth. Not even a Jack Waltz. We interrupt Anya contemplating drinking her pain away to find out there's more medicine behind some of the emergency foam.
Oh, Ken.
Just needs something to cut it with. Well, better ask our cutting expert, who's currently cutting a rug. I mean, honestly, Swansea dancing is probably my favorite thing in this game of really great things.
Oh, yeah.
And some really terrible ones. That
It is a good
really-
animation. Simple but good.
I mean, come on, just look at this guy.
Jimbo El Capitano, the man with the plan.
And the fact that Swansea actually gives Jimmy a nickname shows that he doesn't really respect him and mocks Jimmy's ability to actually be a captain. Even so, we
Oh,
ask
well,
for the
yeah,
axe, but
kind
he
of.
doesn't want to give it up. But when
course he won't
Swansea
kill.
believes we're gonna use the pills to... He's more than happy to give us the axe. By shattering the screen,
Damn
and
it.
most likely the hope of anyone here being able to ride off into the sunset. We take the axe and leave Swansea to think about his favorite Christopher
Oh,
Lloyd
that's a
movie.
break of sanity.
Back to the Future. You know the one where the guy wants to kiss his mom? That's so relatable. Was that? No, you said you wanted to kiss your mom.
No,
Yeah.
you did.
Head into the hall and exterminate the foam and grab some isopropyl alcohol and more painkillers. All right, guess we're going back to
Ooh.
getting scared shitless
Thanks for
by
jumping.
underestimating the sneakiness of Anya. Ooh, you. She gives us some more light praise before asking us to give Curly his meds again.
It still just makes me so nauseous.
Ow,
I didn't
again?
say anything.
You were thinking it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, he
Jimmy,
was.
of course, gets pissed, but an inserted responsibility screen convinces him to take care of it. Of course,
care of
his
the
version of taking
responsibility.
responsibility means further verbal abuse towards Anya.
It's find the code scanner, then figure out the door code.
Oh.
Get the axe. Chop up the foam, but not too much. And best of all, give Curly his fucking medicine.
Okay, I hate that Jimmy is such an asshole, but I do love that the team at Wrong Organ used the mission text to also echo Jimmy's diatribe. It's a super clever way of subverting game mechanics and using them instead as storytelling devices. Anya uses her ghost powers to disappear from this situation, and we go to give Curly his meds. Again. Jimmy repeats a phrase Anya said earlier.
Our worst moments don't make us monsters, huh?
Alluding to something Jimmy may have done in the past. Maybe he shot John G. Or was it James G? Oh, let me check my notes. Return Memento to Blockbuster. Well, it's very too late for that. Jimmy promises to make Curly a good captain again, and then shoves more pills down his throat. Oh God, how does crying work without eyelids? Can't blink away the tears. We glitch away to a new section titled 6 Hours Until Judgment. We're Jimmy again. Boo! But in the cockpit this time, with Swansea trying to break down the door. Okay, well, I guess we can act like a good D&D'er and grab some rope. And also there's a Samara snowball in our inventory that not even the game can identify. We grab a metal pipe to defend ourselves. Here's Swansea! And his friend Glitchy, who jumps us 2 days before the crash. We get a much-needed moment of peace as Curly and Anya chat by the Circadian Rhythm Visualizer's nighttime screen.
If you look really, really close, you can see there's a dead pixel in the upper right corner.
Ooh, hope you bought the protection plan. And speaking of protection, Anya asks Curly why there's a lock on the medical room, but not on the sleeping quarters. Another flash frame tells us it's for safety, but her concern and the fact that she spends all night watching this nighttime screen instead of being in her sleeping quarters makes us wonder if something more is going on. Maybe she go, no, don't transition us now. Damn it. We're Jimmy again.
5 months. So we've seen 2, 3, 4, and now 5 months.
5 months after the crash. A freaked out Daisuke takes us to the medical room where Anya has locked herself in.
I always believed that our worst moments didn't define us, didn't make us beyond repair.
Everything can be fixed.
Either. Make no mistake, this isn't my worst moment. Far from it. It's the best decision I'll ever make.
Oh no, it's that moment.
Anya. I'll take care of it.
Realizing Anya's in the room with Curly, Jimmy and Daisuke are afraid of what she might do to him. So we head to the utility room to try and access that broken hatchway that leads up there. Unfortunately, Swansea's guarding the door and won't let us in.
Letting you scratch at that foam wall would be useless. You only tear this goddamn ship a new asshole, you axhole.
Clever.
With no hope of getting into the utility room, we're glitched to 8 hours until judgment. Whoa, hey, spoilers! Daisuke's injured now? And Swansea tells us to use the isopropyl alcohol we found neath the foam, but Jimmy just kind of mumbles something about using it in a cocktail? Oh, come on, man, that's not very... of you? So we're tasked with finding an alternate disinfectant. We search the countless corridors until we find a tombstone with no cheese or pepperoni. Just a flower, specifically a pink hibiscus. The same kind seen on Daisuke's shirt, which is an appropriate adornment for him as it symbolizes friendship, love, and beauty. But the only symbol Jimmy cares about is this one for the code scanner. The black light reveals a blood trail that leads to an MC Escher-esque room of dimly lit shapes and stairwells. Nice place you got here, Jareth. Is that Toby? And we're on these stairs longer than Cloud Strife. And it actually starts to look like we're going up instead of down. And perhaps this is a callback to Wrong Organ's first game, How Fish Is Made. A game all about the illusion of choice, where all you do is decide to go up or down, all while still getting to the same destination. And in our case, it's a catwalk, where we hear a horrible screeching sound.
Oh yeah, the blind horse.
Running around with our scanner, we see an ocean of boxes that wave at us, before revealing a ghostly purple entity that attacks us and resets our progress with a warning to be quiet. So does that count as a player death?
What is death but a new beginning?
You know, I would say no, because again, this is a psychological moment.
Answer my question. Why are you deaf, Ben? Well, I guess since player death is basically a reset, I'll count this one. Mostly because I haven't counted shit thus far.
I'll count it.
A note tells us we're being chased by a blind beast and we can't run from it. But Jimmy loves to run from his problems. And we are attacked and killed again. This time we can see it's a pony who expressly delivered us back to the start of this section. After a couple more resets... You be quiet! We finally take the game's advice and quietly follow the blood trail until we find Polly holding mouthwash with a red highlight. Oh, that's never a good sign. We take it and are told to take care of it. I will, and I will raise them as if they were my own. Now you go play with your brother Phoenix. Oh, look at them playing.
Oh.
He's drinking him.
Oh,
We're back in
no.
the common room and use the mouthwash on Daisuke, which doesn't go well.
Oh, it would make sense.
The screams then jump us back to 5 months after the crash. And with Swan sealing us out of the utility room, Jimmy casually suggests that we roofie him.
Yeah, no.
He assures
It's all
Daisuke that
Jimmy's
Swansea
fault.
will be fine, leading me to believe he's done this before. But with seemingly no other option, Daisuke agrees to drug his mentor and swipe his keys.
This kind of feels like a heist movie.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Let's do this.
Okay, first we need
This
to
ain't
get
no
a
heist
lay of the
movie.
joint by endlessly wandering aimlessly through dank corridors.
Then we need to get the blueprints for the mocktail located in the no security broom.
Did you say broom?
Shut up. After a moment of silence
He
from
did
Polly,
say broom. Damn it. Whatever.
it's time to assemble our crew. There's Icy Al, the isopropyl alcohol. Jimmy the scumbag, you son of a bitch. I'm in. And Mouthy Dragon's Breath Washerton. Jimmy the piece of shit who's abusive to women and possibly a
Ooh.
sexual predator to boot. Hey, I'm retired, man. But you know I can't say no to one last score. You son of a bitch, I'm in. With the crew assembled,
Thanks for the
we then
Rick
put
call
them
out.
in the food processor.
Ooh!
Combining them into
But
a
yeah,
plain
no, he is a sexual
mocktail not
predator.
even Swansea would drink. That's when we pull out our secret weapon. Generic sweetener, tucked away in Daisuke's bed, where we hope to God he didn't have sex with it.
Oh, he
Ah.
did. oh God!
Why would he?
Check for sugar herpes!
And bada
Sugar
bing, bada boom,
hobbies.
we now have the perfect cocktail I like to call Danger Diabolicious. What do you think, Daisuke?
That drink looks sick. I could totally picture myself on a beach with a hot babe and a few of those. Then I'd drink too many of them and throw up all over myself and never be able to drink them again.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Oh,
Okay.
Good times.
Oh, Daisuke, I love you. We give the cocktail to Swansea,
Yeah, let's just
who is
move on.
more than happy to drink it. The game then blacks out with him, and when it comes to, we swipe Swansea's key and let Daisuke know that it's totally
Oh,
cool
huh.
we just roofied an old man. Taking a moment
The
to make
swan
sure
key.
there's no kill.
Swanley has a swan keychain. Oh my
graphic.
god.
Nope, we're good. We
I
enter the
just
utility
got that.
room to discover it's barely foamed up at all. And one of the cryostasis pods is fully working.
That boozed up bastard has been biding his time until he can save himself.
Looks like Swansea was planning to freeze himself for 20 years to have a better chance of being rescued by the Pony Express, leaving the rest of the crew to die. But we can deal with that later.
by
Right
anyone.
now, Daisuke, get in that vent.
Pony Express is done for.
Oh, come on. Trust your self-proclaimed captain. I mean, would an indie game developer ever purposely put us in the shoes of a character that was not trustworthy?
Yes.
Just get in the damn vent! He does, and is
This
immediately
is
injured.
that.
But is still able to make it into the medical room and find Anya.
Anya? What did you do?
We glitch back to one day before the crash, where the text god has given us a mission that is pretty freaking ominous.
Find the gun.
Guess we better start looking for a gun.
Defibrillator, radio, future bed. Oh, wait, future bed? Man, never mind.
Well, no gun here, so we go down to the cockpit where we find, Anya crying. Curly's afraid Anya took the gun, planning to use it in a way that would get this video demonetized real quick. But she assures Curly that it's still in a security case.
Yeah.
But she has hidden it. Just
Only
like
one
she's
person
hidden
can open
this
it.
little piece of information.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, that's why she's been so nauseous.
Oh, come on.
What the fuck? Curly asks who the father is, but Anya says he should already know. Curly replies by saying he can fix this, but Anya has her doubts, having specifically hidden the gun so the mysterious he won't be able to get to it. And with no red sweater
easy.
to reveal
Take
who
the
the
gun.
father is, we glitch forward to 6 hours until judgment. The
Damn it.
mouthwash disinfectant isn't working on Daisuke. If only someone had listened to Anya earlier.
The sugar content probably offsets any potential as a disinfectant.
Swansea then tries to comfort Daisuke with some kind words.
forgot about
I
that.
thought you were dumber than a can of paint.
But wait, it gets nicer.
Useless ray of goddamn sunshine.
No, stick with me. I swear it gets better.
20.
Just a
Don't.
damn good kid
Please.
trying his best. You could have taught an old fool like me a lot.
We already
See,
know what's going to
finally,
happen, but please,
Swansea
don't
has
do it.
warmed up to Daisuke, and I think from this point forward,
Do it.
things
Don't.
are gonna be
Don't.
all
Don't.
right. Oh, he killed
Damn
him.
it.
Oh, our first kill of the game is probably the most heartbreaking, as Daisuke,
Oh.
the intern who just wanted to enjoy life, was murdered
Goodbye,
after being manipulated
Daisuke.
by his captain into injuring himself and finally being put out of his misery by his mentor.
Got a co-captain.
I got no jokes.
Not
for this
even
one.
full
This
captain.
Just fucking sucks.
I know,
Jimmy
he
confronts
took
Swansea,
the name,
accusing
the
him
title
of
of
talking
captain,
to
but come
Anya
on.
about his plan to hide in the cryopod.
I sure did talk to Anya, but it was her telling me all sorts of things instead, wasn't it?
Implying that Jimmy is the father of Anya's baby. Now here's where things get very complicated, as there is a lot of evidence suggesting this pregnancy came from Anya being sexually assaulted by Jimmy. Seeds been planted.
I mean, the first part that really should have said it is when she asked why are the locks on the medical bay and not the bedrooms.
Throughout the game, from his lewd sexual jokes, his verbally abusive manner towards her, Anya's preoccupation with locks on the sleeping quarters,
Exactly, right
and
there.
the fact that Jimmy was so comfortable having spiked a drink leads me to believe that he took advantage of Anya, and she may not have even been aware of what he was doing, until finally she found out she was pregnant, leading to her current breakdown. In fact, if you notice,
Yeah.
Anya's bed is always made, suggesting she isn't sleeping in the common room with everyone else post-crash, instead opting to
Oh,
stay in the
yeah.
medical room where there is a door lock. And this also explains why our favorite Pokemon is Glaceon, who is able to defensively freeze its fur into sharp icicles even while it's asleep, stopping any would-be attackers like Jimmy's favorite Mega Rayquaza, who is capable of doing huge amounts of damage
Oh, yeah.
when it forces its opponents to sleep. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable referring to me and Jimmy as we anymore. In fact,
Yeah,
narrative
no
designer
shit.
Johanna
No one
Kasurin
should.
purposely put
Damn.
players in the role of a manipulative narcissist like Jimmy to find out what they might see of themselves in his character. Could they relate to his jealousy, his insecurity, self-pity, and aggressiveness?
God,
Wanted to
no.
write about the distressing, shameful, and contradictory parts of the self that she knew other people could identify with. And of course, this intention all leads back
I don't see a lick of myself in Jimmy. Except maybe the envious, because, you know, that's just human nature.
to the very first line of the game.
I hope this hurts.
As for the cryopod, Swansea doesn't care anymore. It's theorized that he was saving it for Daisuke and not himself. So now he tells the captain to get in the pod, because with his surrogate son gone, there's no point. Okay, well I guess Jimmy's next goal is to get the gun. Oh
Yep.
boy. Jimmy goes
Get
to
the
ask
gun.
Anya where she hid the gun. But that's going to prove impossible, since the now unlocked
And
medical
boom.
room reveals that Anya's idea to fix things was to...
Yeah.
Which is
Thank you for not saying
understandable, as
anything.
Anya was put in an impossible
Of showing
situation,
anything.
doing her
Thank
best
you.
to survive with the man that assaulted her. She placated him by telling him how amazing he was and what a great job he was doing, because she knew that if she made him feel weak or judged, he could become angry and potentially violent. In fact, if you notice, all of Jimmy's responsibilities / missions were suggested by Anya, using her psychological
Really now?
background to her advantage. Unfortunately, all the praise also
I didn't
fed
notice
Jimmy's
that.
narcissism, making him more dangerous and delusional. In addition, after learning that Swansea was planning to put Daisuke in the cryopod, she knew that Daisuke would want her to go in instead of him, which may have also fueled her choice to...
Yeah, do that.
I mean, if we can't laugh in these dark times, what do we have? Jimmy's able to find the gun case and unlock it with a code he randomly scanned earlier, revealing a toon gun. He then asks the bullets if they're
Toon
feeling
gun.
frisky tonight.
And it was
I
Curly
guess
laughing.
Curly's a Roger Rabbit
Somehow.
fan. Oh, no. He's laughing at the fact that Jimmy's finally gonna get what he deserves when Swansea appears. Jimmy! This shining example of a cliffhanger glitches us back into Curly's soon-to-be amputated legs. Since we're now 0 days before the
day
crash,
of
we
the
find
crash.
Anya, who says she told Jimmy about the pregnancy, and it didn't go well.
Curly, I don't want him in here anymore.
Still wanting to give his friend the benefit of the doubt, he goes to find Jimmy so he can explain himself. Curly believes
No,
that
you gotta do him with Swan. I want to talk to him. Shh, I just want to talk to him.
we truly aren't defined by our worst moments, and in some ways
wanna
sees
talk to him.
himself
I just
in
wanna
Jimmy.
shoot.
He wants
I
to
just wanna
believe
talk
Jimmy
to
can
him.
change, because that means he could change too. Unfortunately, this means Curly ends up being an enabler. His character meant to show how situations can and do escalate to where people like him are defending perpetrators, or using their power to cover up for misbehaving friends, while still thinking
That is a
they're doing a
downside.
good and generous thing. We find Jimmy by the cockpit and tell
Some
him
people
we
can can't be
fix
made
this.
good.
A flash frame to 99% kills begs to differ. Once the mission is over, Jimmy's career and life will be forever changed. And yet again, he refuses to take responsibility for his actions.
This was your responsibility, Captain.
Well, it is
No, I'm
true
responsible
that
for the
as
ship.
the captain, the company will most likely hold him responsible for the actions of the crew under his watch. So Jimmy suggests an alternate outcome.
Despite what must have been the best efforts of its acclaimed captain, the Tulpar crew was never found.
Another responsibility flash
Oh, no.
takes us out of the first-person perspective to show us an unbandaged, double-eyed Curly, as Jimmy repeats his cement feet metaphor. Jimmy and Curly can either jump off the bridge into a new life dealing with the consequences of Jimmy having assaulted Anya, or
Yeah, no
they
shit.
can crash the ship and go out with their reputations intact. Curly's inability once again to make a choice gives Jimmy the go-ahead to stay in his cement shoes and put them directly on the ship's accelerator.
I'll take care of it.
Emergency
No,
lights
no,
come on,
no.
and we realize the
Damn
error
it.
of our lack of decision. Running to the cockpit. Oh, I hope I'm not too late. I'm gonna make sure no one makes a stooge out of this, Curly! We find Jimmy outside the cockpit, revealing we were actually in control of Jimmy during the opening scene, as we now
That's
see
right.
Curly rush into the cockpit right as the Tulpar crashes. A dip to white transitions Curly to his current state, 1 hour before judgment. Jimmy is now
Oh,
holding
yeah.
Curly, as if he was V rescuing a Trauma Team Platinum member. Just, don't try jacking into him, okay, Jimmy? In some ways, Curly got what he wanted. He's completely free
No,
of having
never
to make
played
any
that game.
choices, since now he can no longer physically do anything and relies on others to take care of him. Basically stuck with no feet in cement. Jimmy carries him to the room where the rest of the crew's corpses are posed. And I'm not gonna count Swansea at this point, because this feels
Well, yeah,
like a
not yet.
hallucination, especially when Curly is put on the table and they all applaud. Well, looks like it's time to celebrate Jimmy's birthday, but where's the cake?
I wouldn't count Swanee yet. I'd count him when we actually do see the death.
Oh no, they want us to pick up the knife. Oh, the cake is a guy. The cake is a guy! Please let me leave. Please, I want to leave. I want to go. We can't. So I guess it's
job's
time to
done.
cut the cake. Very slowly and horrifyingly. Okay, who wants a corner piece? Jimmy waxes on
Oh.
about the corporate ladder and how he forgives the captain for getting everyone into this situation. Which is the situation you got him into, you fucking sociopath!
Yeah!
And concludes by saying, let's eat.
Jimmy
And
is a
I'm still of the
monster.
mindset that this is all a delusion as we glitch to the next location called Take Responsibility. A now disheveled medical room garners a closer look at Swansea's Swan Key, which is appropriate for him, since swans are notoriously protective of their young, just like how Swansea
Aw.
was protective of Daisuke.
You were
That's actually
goddamn
sweet.
born fully corked.
Well, when he wasn't insulting him. Jimmy dives into the vent, and I'll refrain from making any more Die Hard jokes as he crawls through and finds the little
Technically
Daisuke.
walks through.
Welcome to the party, pint-sized pal. Aw, damn it, I did a Die Hard joke. How's a comedian not supposed to see a vent and reference Die Hard? The movie ruined vents, and now I have to vent about that! A note at the end of the
There you
vent
go.
tells Jimmy there's no turning back now. Literally, as the game will reset you if you turn around.
That's
But
right.
I'm not counting this as a death, because nothing's killing you. Jimmy then walks backwards past a vignetted collection
Actually,
of
there is a
Daisuke's
face.
belongings to remind Jimmy that he's the one who sent him to die in a vent just like this. Literally walking away
yeah,
from
kind of.
responsibility, Jimmy ends up back in the Tulpar tunnels that are now trying to defy gravity and succeeding. Landing him next
So
to a
impressive.
tied up Swansea and a gun, which
Ah,
he
here we
picks
go.
up and points at his crewmate. Oh, this scene is so stressful, as I do not even want to point a fake gun at an innocent man. And
Yeah.
it's made even more unsettling by how quiet it is, with no dialogue or music and minimal sound effects.
It's so quiet.
They even took out the low,
That's nothing
audible
you can
cassette tape hum and noise floor underlying every chapter of this game, designed to make the environment feel gritty and grimy, which was directly inspired by the sound design of 2022's Skinamarink. Just,
I remember
with
that movie.
actual interesting things happening on screen. So I guess if we could shoot him anywhere, why not the foot? Yeah, he'll survive that. What the? Is that a
Welcome
portal
to a
thing?
graveyard.
Jimmy wanders around the New Orleans style cemetery looking
hold
for
on.
some friends. Wanders around the New Orleans style cemetery looking for some
The flash on screen just said Gladys is still alive. The cake is alive.
friends on the other side. You ain't got no friends, Jimmy. Keep moving until a kills graphic in the game resets us. Hey, we're the ones that do kill graphics here. Get your own bit. Jimmy returns to a shrine for Daisuke that he thinks about shooting, because, he sucks, before wandering
you're
around and
aiming
getting
down
the
the gun.
kill screen again. Stop! Run that back. Okay, Play and stop. Enhance, enhance, enhance. Oh, too much.
Oh.
Go back. Aha, looks like Swansea is the one axing us to restart. Jimmy runs around the cement hedge maze trying to shoot Swansea before getting
Gotta get him
toyed
3
7 more
times.
times and taking out his frustrations on Daisuke's picture.
How did
Stop
you
that,
do
he's a
that?
nice boy. Jimmy's finally...
No, seriously, how did you fail like 7 times? Most people I've seen have died like maybe once or twice, and then got it.
Able to shoot Swansea out of the dream and into this depressing iPod commercial. Swansea then gives us an absolutely incredible speech as images
It
from
is a
his
good
life
speech.
play out in the background. We learn he spent his youth drunk until he had a vision of death powered by 414 bolts of lightning. He then cleaned up, got sober, and started to chase the American dream.
Loving wife, great kids. I'm telling you, accomplishments I'd been chasing my whole life. Never felt as good as I expected when I crossed the finish line.
Swansea was never able to find joy in the present, always chasing milestones and unfulfilling achievements.
Oh.
Yay, I'm happy! Oh, nope, that dopamine is gone now. In fact,
What
Daisuke's
was that?
ability to live in the moment and find joy in any circumstance is probably one of the things Swansea admired and found incredibly aggravating. Realizing now that his drunk youth was the best time of his life, Swansea was finally able to find joy in the moment, dancing with his
That
gal
is true.
Axine. And though it may not have been the healthiest choice, it gave him a final moment of clarity and peace. And then Jimmy shoots him, putting an end to this lovable
Bang.
curmudgeon who was the only one who had the guts to stand up to Jimmy and his sociopathic ways. You know, when
That's
he wasn't
right.
resting his hands on said guts. We leave
That is
Swansea and
guts.
our sanity behind as the Tulpar's halls give way to rapidly multiplying curly eyes on the walls. Okay, who decorated this place? Shinji Ito?
Eyeballs!
Jimmy is then birthed from Curly's mouth, and he leaves the cave of wonders how I'll be able to sleep tonight to find regular-sized Curly, covered in bowels. He'll do
Gross.
anything to get on the Steam homepage. I better see if he's dead.
I'm alive. Please don't kill graphic me.
Cool.
Oh,
But
don't
I do
worry.
notice Curly's
Don't worry.
leg is missing more than before. So I
Don't
guess the cake
worry.
cutting scene did happen, and Jimmy just kind of helped himself to some Curly thighs.
Again, this is a mental scene.
The returning TV lets Jimmy know it's time to feast. But it doesn't mean him. It wants Curly to taste his own long pork. So one disgusting 7th guest style puzzle later that I got on my first try and took James and Chelsea a little longer to do.
God damn it, man.
And so Jimmy forces Curly to eat his own leg. Yep, there it is, going poopward bound. Oh, what an incredible journey.
And
Curly
done.
broadcasts
Right
his
to the-
feelings on the TV
somewhere.
and shows us his little Jimmy. The game switches to a Resident Evil style perspective so Jimmy can do a little space strut.
And you can only go forward,
I'm
no matter
a
what key you
monster,
hit.
You know what I mean, and I'll do my little ship with a spacewalk, with a spacewalk, with.
You know, someone actually
Hi,
made
Curly.
like a fan-made ending of what would happen to Curly afterwards. It's actually kind of interesting to check out, and I do recommend checking it out. It's a simple animatic, only a minute long, but remember to watch till after the credits to see the real ending.
Curly tells Jimmy he wants
A
to go
fan
home,
ending.
but Jimmy says we are home. But Curly means he wants to go back to the life outside the ship and his role as captain. However, to Jimmy, the ship is the only good thing in his life, and he loves being in control as the captain. Curly then says Jimmy needs to finish what he started, all while owning up to what he's done.
I could have stopped it. I'm taking responsibility.
Jimmy breaks down, but again avoids taking responsibility.
What happened was an accident. We were trapped.
You crashed the ship. You assaulted Anya. You sent Daisuke to his death. You
Yeah.
look stupid in your short sleeve overalls.
I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, Curly.
Oh, that's what makes you finally break down?
It
Me
all could have been avoided if he just didn't rip a goal. Oop, I'll
making
probably
fun
have
of
to
your
censor
fashion
that.
choices. Sure, whatever. Jimmy is sent back to the sponsatility vents to, oh god, is that a giant vagina? And an ultrasound machine?
I
Oh,
don't
goody.
know.
Looks like I have to scan this TerraVision concept art for babies. Oh, no, twitchy horse babies. Oh, and what's happening? Okay, well, it's opening up, and actually from this angle, it kind of looks like Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. Oh, no, it's a grappling, it's a thing. Oh, I
guess
don't
it
like
is
it, it
a-
hurts. It hurts so much. Jimmy's thrown
Yeah.
back in the vents and finds the low
Not sure if I can say that.
polypede just kind of, sitting there. Hey, buddy, are you?
Mouthwashing is very much
There go
more
your
the
pants.
psychological horror, less so like jump scares.
I will slap you, sir. The polypede then runs away to. Oh, wait, there it is. Maybe this time we don't.
Mouthwashing is
And
very
he
much
did.
more the.
I warned you. The Inhuman Centipede ends up resetting or killing us or whatever 2 times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before Jimmy's dropped back into a hall full of IDs. Oh god, did we end up in Vulcanvania? I don't want to see that penis-nosed judge. The IDs eventually expire, yielding a staircase with a lot of empty mouthwash bottles tumbling down it. Y'all, Swansea, you need to slow down, man.
No, I don't. I'm dead.
That was an accident, Swansea.
No, it fucking wasn't.
At the top of the stairs, it looks like it's time to face the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to end this game with Polly Pony Tonight.
That's
Polly
right.
taunts Jimmy before saying...
Polly says...
And Jimmy finally admits that Curly is a better man than him.
Hey, kids. You're both awful.
Jimmy believes
get
he
that
can still
Family Guy
fix
reference
things,
out of
calling
him.
back to Uncle Banya's motto.
Our worst moments don't make us.
But Polly cuts him off, wondering why Jimmy is so concerned with Curly. And personally, I believe it's because Jimmy sticks with Curly to be good by association, not by his own deeds. And so he believes that saving Curly will redeem his worst moments.
Yeah, no, you're still a monster.
We glitch to 0 hours before Judgment.
Drop the 0 hours before. Just Judgment. It's cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Where the fuck am I going?
That would have just
Jimmy
been
picks
better.
up Curly
Why
and
did
carries
they
him
do
one
that?
last time through the Tulpar's dimly lit halls, somehow opening doors with his very full hands. He arrives at the utility room and puts Curly into the only working cryopod.
No one can hurt you now. We fixed it. I fixed it.
Goodbye,
And with
Jimmy.
that, Jimmy leaves in order to... And I'll take my responsibility to add him to the count.
Okay, I really hate that this narcissistic bastard died off screen, but thankfully, YouTuber Tastic gave us a more satisfying end to this scumbag. Yeah, I feel better. How about you, Curly?
Oh, no, looks like you're being frozen into a 20-year ice hell worse than death. You know, if John Spartan is to be believed. And so, Curly is set up for a future search for his baby Sean through a post-apocalyptic Commonwealth. And the game finally ends with one last choice to follow us or quit. I'm gonna quit. You know, just to kinda take stock of all the choices I've made in my life.
Good game.
I need a shot of mouthwash.
How many people in their mouths got washed onto the count?
4.
Let's find out and get to the numbers.
3 guys, 1 girl.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, guys. I can't believe that you used our one communal birthday that James gives us to celebrate me.
Yeah, well, we wanted to celebrate your new role as Mr. Kill Count Games.
Thank you.
Oh, axe.
Oh, that's weird. But
that was a
all right.
little awkward.
Make a wish.
Oh! Oh, damn, guys.
During our time slowly going insane aboard the Tulpar, I counted 4 kills, 3 male and 1 female.
And that's it.
Giving us a blue-tasting pie seen previously.
Oh, I guess technically you could count the baby Anya was pregnant with.
Previously in Leprechaun, The Witch, and A Quiet Place, to name a few. As for player deaths, there were 15 of those, even though most of those were just dumb text flashes that reset us.
Be quiet.
During our time slowly going insane on the Tulpar, I counted 4 kills, 3... Whoa, hold on. Oh, God. Stupid thing reset me!
Yes, it did.
During our time slowly going insane on the Tulpar
doing it
with
again.
this glorious game, huh? We had 15 player deaths, and rest assured, on my next playthrough, I'm gonna let Jimmy die a whole lot more. With a play time of 3 hours and 36 minutes, that gave us a player death on average every 16.6 minutes.
Oh, you know what? I wish that if they could go back into the game and give like maybe a secret ending to where Jimmy goes into the cockpit but doesn't do anything. And maybe after like, I don't know, an hour of waiting or something, and Curly walks in and is like, Jimmy, what the hell are you doing? And then he sees the asteroid warning, goes and gets into the other seat and steals the ship away from it. And then he looks over to Jimmy and is like, again, what the hell do you think you're doing? Jimmy says nothing because player character doesn't want to speak. And then that's it. Cut.
Minutes, and a kill on average every 54 minutes. Please don't reset me again. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Daisuke. I mean, it's hard to say that any of these kills were cool, but this one was beautifully orchestrated and absolutely heart-wrenching.
Oh,
Maybe didn't need to
still
see
hate
the
that.
shot of the axe in his face later, but, you know, what you gonna do? Dull Machete for lamest
what you
kill
gonna
goes
do?
to Jimmy, mainly because his death was off-screen, and I really wanted to see that guy suffer for everything he did. Joe-tastic, feed
Oh,
my
yeah.
fix.
Oh, damn! Paulie's beating his
Yeah,
ass!
beat him dead, you horse. And the royal reload for best player death goes to, I guess, Swansea giving us the axe? I mean, it's the only one that
That's pretty
feels
good.
like we're actually killed. And if we'd let him kill us 10 times, it would have unlocked the good ending achievement. But we didn't. So we're stuck
Oh,
with Jimmy
that's
just...
an achievement?
And that's it.
All right.
Mouthwashing came out last year and stands as a beacon of complex storytelling that uplifts the horror game genre and will hopefully continue to spark debates as well as Swansea fan art for years to come. Next month, I'll be
why
leaving
Swansea?
this depressing game behind for the joy-filled world of The Last of Us. I mean, I haven't played it yet.
Wait,
I
Last
assume
of
it's
Us?
joy-filled, right?
Uh-oh.
But until then, I'm a man who was once on a fake cover of Muppet Magazine with his brother. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
Every day.
So the next game one is going to be Last of Us. Let's see what will be next up on the movie side.
Thousands of Americans struggle with the effects of aging.
We need her young. We need her hot.
Are you or someone you know
What is
feeling
this?
weak, tired, or unwanted?
Can you confirm this?
Do you just want to feel like you're worth something again?
You're still the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world.
If so, you or your loved one might be right for
The substance.
The
Why do I feel like I
Substance
know that?
is an Oscar-nominated treatment plan from French filmmaker Coralie Farge.
Always great to see you.
This simple procedure
Huh.
can be done from the comfort of your home and will leave you looking younger than ever before.
They want more and more and more of you.
The Substance is not for everyone. Call your doctor if you experience dizziness,
Whoa.
vomiting, or have unusual changes in behavior.
Oh, the teeth.
Side effects may include headaches, nausea, self-loathing, binge eating, internal bleeding, external bleeding,
Oh.
and...
Stop! I want to fucking stop!
Well, too bad.
You can't escape from yourself.
So this week, ask
What
your
the hell?
healthcare provider about the Substance.
You got it!
Then on Friday, respect the balance by watching the Kill Count, only on Dead Meat.
Take care of yourself.
Alright, I can't wait to see what that is all about. Well, can we watch this?
The Substance can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms.
Movie?
He always recommends you watch the movie for
Huh.
yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace
Oh, movie must be related to Tubi.
the experience of watching a film.
Okay.
And there's Mouthwashing. I hope everyone is happy.
I am not, and that's where we're going to end off today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Link to the original will be down below. Do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll see you all next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.